Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, we are not going to export any more raw minerals. This was part of President Hage Geingoob's message to the European Union and the rest of the world during a historic live broadcast of proceedings at the Namibia-European Union Business Forum in Brussels, Belgium. The first day of the forum focused on green hydrogen, while the event continues today with a focus on critical mineral essential in the global transition to clean energy. Namibia is determined that this transition for Africa and especially for Namibia must take place in a fair manner. The following video is in Afrikaans. Augedo Greek reports.
Dag sê dankie. Vandag is dit die eerste dag van die EU-Namibia besigheidsforum in Brussel in België. Daar het president Hage Geingob gesê en ek haal aan, ons gaan nie meer rou minerale uitvoer nie. Dit was deel van sy boodskap aan die Europese Unie en die res van die wêreld wat die regstreekse uitsending gekyk het, waar die fokus op groen waterstof en kritieke minerale nodig vir die energieoorgang wat die wêreld beplan val. Maar lees asseblief môre in Republikein oor die vordering wat gemaak is in verband met die verhouding tussen Namibia en Europa en die ondersteuning wat die land van daar af kry om die ekonomie te ontwikkel en Namibia te vestig as 'n bron van skoon energie. Baie dankie.
Now, the trial of Japhet Paulus was postponed by almost a year. Paulus stands trial on a charge of culpable homicide in connection with Gerhard Manns Sr.'s death in May last year. Paulus will still be released on bail of $3,000 million, having been released after 7 days in custody. Manns died on the 4th of May 2022 in an accident on the Western Bypass, where he was with his son, Gerhard Manns Jr., cycling. Irene Marie van der Walt has more. And once again, this video will be in Afrikaans. Let's take a look.
Hallo en welkom by Nagskof. Ek is Irene Marie van der Walt en ek het vandag 'n storie geskryf oor die verhoor van Japhet Paulus wat vanoggend in die Katutura Landdroshof vir amper 'n jaar uitgestel is. So Japhet Paulus staan tereg op 'n klag van strafbare manslag in verband met die dood van die sportlegende Gerhard Manns Sr. Gerhard Manns Sr. het op die 4de Mei verlede jaar het hy saam met sy seun Gerhard Manns Jr. gaan fietsry en hy is op die westelike verbypad oorlede. Dit glo as gevolg van 'n ongeluk waarin Japhet Paulus die bestuurder van 'n motor was. So Japhet Paulus het nog nie gepleit nie. Hy sal na verwagting by die verhoordatum volgende jaar sal hy pleit en sê of hy skuldig of onskuldig is en dan sal die verhoor na verwagting hervat. So Gerhard Manns Sr. se weduwee, Sari Manns, het gesê hulle is verskriklik teleurgestel in die stelsel. Sy het gesê sy het haar kop daarop gehad dat sy nou hierdie week uiteindelik berusting sal kan vind na die dood van haar man, maar dit kan ongelukkig nou nie gebeur nie. Sy het gesê dat haar familie wel hulle hart het op geregtigheid en gesê dat sy weet Gerhard Manns Sr. sou tot die einde toe gegaan het en tot die uiterste toe gegaan het sodat geregtigheid geskied. Maar lees meer in môre se Republikein.
Miss Namibia 2023 Jamila Uiras was awarded her prizes yesterday evening in Windhoek by Debmarine Namibia, which included a cash prize of $170,000 million, a monthly allowance of $2,500 million, and a $250,000 Toyota Starlet car, along with several non-cash items from different sponsors. She will retain ownership of the car after her reign. In our next story, Namibia Local Business Association Vice President Kanu Amadila explains the expected outcomes of the association's policy conference currently underway. Let's take a look.
We expect the conference to yield an enhanced understanding in the role of the government and the private sector to create employment opportunities and improve economic growth. Enhanced understanding and action plan to rescue and revive the local businesses, thereby reviving the local economy. Enhanced understanding and sustainable action plan to revive and grow our Namibian economy.
We apologize for the poor sound quality in the previous video. In our Story of the Day segment, the Old Mutual Foundation in Indaba officially commenced today. We get into this right after this.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In our Story of the Day, the Old Mutual Foundation in Indaba officially commenced today at the Village Garden in Windhoek. The event is centered around the theme of spilling the tea on youth unemployment, showcasing OMF's commitment to fostering candid dialogue and practicing solutions to combat the persistent challenge. Mignon Dupreez, the executive responsible for Old Mutual Namibia Group Marketing, Public Affairs and Sustainability, outlined the event's key features and expectations. Junior Kapofi reports.
Stand on the threshold of a new beginning, a day filled with promise and purpose. As we together here for the opening of the 2023 Old Mutual Foundation in Indaba, I'm deeply moved by the sense of hope and possibility that fills this room. In a world often marked by fast-paced change, where challenges can seem inconvincible, it's heartening to see so many individuals coming together with a shared goal to make a difference in the lives of Namibian youth. This Indaba is not just an event, it's a declaration of our belief in the potential of our young people. It's a pledge to support, empower, uplift and assist them on the journey towards having a brighter future. Our theme today is spilling the tea on youth unemployment. We recognize this is a pertinent issue and we're here to address it comprehensively. The panel discussion and training sessions that will be taking place today have been carefully designed to provide critical insights and practical solutions to assist our youth in Namibia. Today, we also have some talented interns that's working for Old Mutual in the room, and I want to give you the opportunity to stand up so that everyone can see what these nice, fantastic people and our future leaders are going to look like once they start entering the world of these internships. So as Old Mutual, we take in around 30 interns in a year. They all come straight from university and they spend a year with us really understanding the business, assisting us. And I can stand here and really testify. There's one of my interns, Bonita, here at the front, and she has made a significant impact in my team. I cannot imagine not having her there, and it's only been 3 or 4 months. So thank you very much. Please see our future leaders.
Moving on to community news, the Swakopmund Municipality and Council held a feedback session. We tackle these on the other side of the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
The Swakopmund Municipality and Council held a feedback session. The engagement took place at the Mondesa Multipurpose Center on the 24th of October 2023. This session aims to provide a platform for questions and answers, allowing residents and stakeholders to gain insights into the initiatives that the Council has developed to combat crime. Councillor Matthias Henriksen shares more. Precious Ngitwanapo reports.
We would like to establish these platforms for the community to engage with council, with stakeholders present, to give your input, to be able to raise issues, to rather put it more challenges that are arising which we are not aware of. And with the crime rate increasing more and more within the Swakopmund town, council has in the last 3 months formed a platform which is more for stakeholders to attend, being the heads of the different departments, as well as the Namibian Police Force, Ministry of Education, Social Welfare, security companies from the private sector, the neighborhood watchers, our internal structures attended by our general managers and our traffic law enforcement, as well as fire brigade, to come together and create a collective approach to combating crime in Swakopmund. And we, at the beginning of the month, on the 3rd of October, had a public policing unit meeting where members of the public came to be informed on how to establish their own public policing units, how to walk and move within the law, as well as on what does the community need to be successful in patrolling and assisting the police by keeping their vicinities as well as their homes safe. It has come to our attention from Council that the importance has arisen to address the public on this sort of platform, which we wish to do on a more frequent basis, to give feedback, to allow the community to introduce their challenges, and that we can address these challenges through the platform which has been created on the internal crime meetings which we have once a month. So, without any further explanation, I would like to run through a couple of topics that have been raised within the internal crime meeting to give you feedback of what is being addressed, what has been addressed, and thereafter would like to ask the House if there's any questions regarding those topics. If there are none or any, we will address any further questions from the public and try and assist by giving an answer. If not, we will surely try our best to either through social media platform which we have on Wednesdays or through reaching out to the community by other means to give feedback to the questions asked.
According to Economic News, the Bank of Namibia's monetary policy remains unchanged. We dive into these after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
In our economic news, the Bank of Namibia today kept its repo rate unchanged at 7.75% for the second consecutive time. This means that the prime lending rate of local commercial banks will also remain the same at 11.5%. Johannes Havahap has more.
On the 23rd and 24th of October 2023, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Namibia held its bi-monthly meeting to decide on the appropriate monetary policy stance to be implemented over the next 2 months. To continue safeguarding the peg between the Namibia dollar and the South African rand while supporting the domestic economy, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Namibia decided to keep the repo rate unchanged at 7.75%. This decision was taken following a comprehensive review of domestic, regional, and global economic developments. Let us consider domestic developments that inform this decision. Namibia's real gross domestic product growth slowed during the second quarter of 2023, but economic activity remained firm year to date. Inflation in Namibia edged up in September 2023, while private sector credit extension growth remained weak. The merchandise trade deficit improved, and the stock of international reserves remained sufficient to support the currency peg and meet the country's international financial obligations. The recently released quarterly national accounts data indicate that the Namibian economy grew by 3.7% during the second quarter of 2023. While still firm, it remains lower compared to the 5.3% observed during the first quarter of 2023 and 8.5% in the corresponding period of 2022. The slowdown in economic growth was mainly due to contractions in sectors such as agriculture and forestry, construction, financial services, as well as public administration and defense. Year to date, the domestic economy continued to improve, primarily driven by the mining, electricity generation, tourism, and wholesale and retail sectors. Going forward, growth is projected to decline to 3.3% in 2023 from a revised growth of 7.6% for 2022 that we have received from the NSA on account of slower growth in the primary industry.
Let's get into our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.13, against the euro at 20.20, against the US dollar at 19.10. 2 Namibian dollars and 61 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold, platinum, and Brent crude oil went up, while copper went down. Brent crude oil trading at 1.67%, going for $90 per barrel.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
as well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Getting into our international news, South Africa's biggest mining sector employer has said it may need to cut more than 4,000 jobs. Sibanye-Stillwater is planning a restructure which could see 4 loss-making platinum group metal shafts close. In a statement, the company said high operating costs and declining prices have significantly affected the profitability of the PGM industry. Certain operating shafts are now loss-making, Sibanye said, and pose a risk to the sustainability of the remaining operations. The company, which saw a 3-month strike last year over wages, said the affected workers include 3,500 permanent employees and 595 contractors. Sibanye also has gold mining operations in South Africa and PGM assets in Zimbabwe and the United States. Let's take a look.
South Africa's biggest mining sector employer has said it may need to cut more than 4,000 jobs. Sibanye-Stillwater is planning a restructure which could see 4 loss-making platinum group metal shafts close. In a statement on Wednesday, the company said high operating costs and declining prices have significantly affected the profitability of the PGM industry. Certain operating shafts are now loss-making, Sibanye said, and pose a risk to the sustainability of the remaining operations. The company, which saw a 3-month strike last year over wages, said the affected workers include 3,500 permanent.
Hi everyone and welcome to Sunset News, courtesy of SportRap. I'm your host, Limba Mupetami. Namibia's outdoor hockey team leaves for Pretoria, South Africa this weekend for the Africa Cup of Nations Olympic qualifier, where only the winning nation will book their ticket to the 2024 Paris Olympics. The brave gladiators of Namibia have a date with Morocco tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the Olympic qualifier match. This will be a very tough match for the gladiators, as Morocco this year made a debut at the FIFA Women's World Cup and have much more experience than the Namibians. Namibia's Richelieu Eagles beat Zimbabwe by 7 wickets in the Castle Light series played in Windhoek yesterday. Action once again continues today at the Wanderers Field. That's the end of Sunset News. Do catch us again tomorrow, same place, same time.
That was Limba Mupetami with the sports news. We now get into the highlights from today's broadcast. We are not going to export any more raw minerals. This was part of President Hage Geingobb's message to the European Union and the rest of the world during a historic live broadcast of proceedings at the Namibia European Union Business Forum in Brussels in Belgium. Miss Namibia 2023 Jamila Uiras was awarded her prize yesterday evening in Windhoek by Debmarine Namibia, which included a cash prize of 170,000 Namibian dollars, a monthly allowance of 2,500 Namibian dollars, and a 250,000 Namibian dollars Toyota Starlet car, along with several non-cash items from different sponsors. Namibia's national women's and outdoor hockey team leaves for Pretoria, South Africa this weekend for the AFCON Olympic qualifier, where only the winning nation will book their ticket to the 2024 Paris Olympics. Namibia, which is ranked 50th in the world, will compete in Pool B against Ghana 33rd, Kenya 36th, and Zambia 73rd. All the best to the Namibian team. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneup2.com, Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenora Shipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.